Exactly. So look, let's go move on to my favorite spot, the O line. And it was much improved this year, but yet we still had issues. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is the place where, especially with memory of last year and how we were able to get Coleman and the time we got him. This is somewhere I want to focus in the draft.
Yes.
I would potentially use one of the top 3 picks if we can get a quality guy and bring him in house. I love Coleman over there. Wiley on the other side. Who knows what's going to happen with Wiley if we keep him or let him go or things like that. We've had issues with him over the years. If we can get in another right tackle, if we can get in maybe either through free agency or the draft, I would not be opposed to that at all. I definitely think this is another place we need to promote competition because protect your investment, period. You got to protect Jaden back there. But also, part of the reason why the run game struggled at times, injuries, yes, to the running backs, but also to the O-line. When Dieter came in there, I think they looked at his PFF grade. It was like one of the worst on the team. He struggled when he was in there. In fact, when Biadasz wasn't in there, our running game kind of stalled out. So that is one of those things where it's kind of like we need to get beefier, tougher guys in this. Cody Mauch type guys, with the position flex. Still bitter. All right. We need to get guys like that on the team because how long are we gonna? And shout out to my guy Lucas. How long are we going to be able to hang on to guys like that, and how many years are they going to be able to contribute for us? Before we need to start moving on. So this is definitely an area of concern for me.
This is a pivotal offseason when it comes to the offensive line to see what they're going to do. I think we are unsure of who is going to be the starter at left tackle, left guard, and right tackle. And that's what we'll find out in this offseason. I think Brandon Coleman will be a starter next year, but is it at left tackle? Is it at left guard? Is it at right tackle? Like, what do they do with him? Where do they find out is he best fit? He certainly showed that, hey, they did a great job in the draft of finding someone who can play in the 3rd round. Did he show that he's your left tackle of the future? I'm not so sure about that. Right. So I think that's going to be kind of interesting, like you said. Does Nick Allegretti, he signed like a 3-year, $18 million contract. Does that mean you have to be the starter? Or maybe he may even sign for a little bit less than that, or could he be a really good backup? I definitely think that they need to improve the interior. I think we got pushed around a little bit. And as great as Biadasz was as a signing, there were moments that he got pushed around. And so I wonder if improving at if you move Coleman inside to left guard, would that provide some athleticism, some strength, and then you can get a left tackle either through the draft or I won't say it, but there is a free agent that I'm interested in. And then, like you said, the big thing is going to be what do they do with Andrew Wiley? Fans can't stand the guy. I think he had a whole lot less sacks this year than he did last year. You didn't really hear a whole lot about him this year where you did last year. So maybe he's solid enough at right tackle. I'm not sure. So O-line is going to be a fun thing to watch this offseason, how we fix it.
Oh, yeah. He played so good that I believe week 7, Will had somewhat of a compliment of him. He said he didn't do that bad in this game. That's all I'm going to say. Look, we expected so much more with him coming off of the Super Bowl Chiefs teams and everything. And he came in with Eric Bieniemy and Pringle, so other Chiefs players and coaches. We thought he can emulate that success. Unfortunately, it has not come to fruition. But like you said, this year was far better. But how much of that also was Jaden getting out of trouble himself?
Yes.
And making those linemen look good. So
yes. That's a big part of it. I think he did a lot of that.
Yeah. So this is going to be a huge place for me. And matter of fact, the trenches, that is going to be it. If you look at the teams that beat us, and namely in the championship, talking about Philly, where they beat us was the trenches. That O-line pushed us around. That D-line got all up in our grills, pushing us, created havoc. Those are the 2 spots that I think in order to be that perennial championship team, you need to dominate both lines of scrimmage